thank you very much. And now, if you have any questions,
Governor,
please feel free.
To clarify what you just said, if the legislature overrides your budget, veto, you will in turn veto all the bills that reach your desk that are coming out, 900 some odd bills that are coming, or 800 some odd bills that are coming to you?
The only power that I have as governor in a situation is like looking at the bills very carefully, at every bill, and see which bill will cost more money to the state or which bill is a job killer. So I would look at every bill very carefully and evaluate that. So I am not saying every bill. I'm just saying that every bill will be carefully evaluated, and hundreds of bills will be vetoed.
Let me ask you that, sir. You implied then that you not only want to change that rainy day fund as your letter outlined yesterday, but you also want the whole budget to be revisited and big changes to be made. Is that correct? What kind of changes?
Well, first of all, let me just say that it is very disappointing to see a budget being passed that is irresponsible. And I have to say that I'm somewhat disappointed because they're 3 months late with the budget, and this is what we get on the desk, is a budget that literally pushes the problem into next year, kicks the can down the alley. And on top of that, if that isn't bad, then on top of that, to give me a budget reform that is a fake budget reform, where you literally go and say, okay, we can do anything we want with that rainy day fund, and we can do it at any given time. All we need is the 2/3 vote. So that is irresponsible. So what I said to them is fix those problems. And so I think that they have to go back again. Here's the important thing, that we want to work with the legislators. We are not trying to have a confrontation with the legislators. We want to work with them and sit here and analyze it, and let's go and make at least a few of the changes that we need, because the most important thing is that we recognize we are in big trouble with our budget this year, and I've said this all along throughout the whole year. We have a $15 billion deficit. And at the same time, we have a flawed budget system, because the reason why we have this huge deficit is because we have no rainy day fund to draw down from. If we would have a rainy day fund, and if we would have had budget reform as I have suggested and worked on for the last few years, we wouldn't have this problem, because we would have a rainy day fund. We could draw down the $5 billion or $6 billion that are in question, the hole that we had, and the rest we can make in cuts. So we got to fix those things. This is the year to fix it. I do not want to kick this problem down to next year.
Governor, in your view, is there a way to do a responsible budget without a tax increase, or are you, in effect, reigniting the battle over a tax increase with your veto?
Well, I don't think we have to reignite it, because this is a tax increase. I mean, it's just with a smoke screen on it. I mean, how can any Republican, look at this budget and say that I'm going to vote for this budget? I don't understand it, because it's not a fiscally responsible budget. I mean, there's billions of dollars of tax increase. It's just withholding people's money. You're taking away billions of dollars from California taxpayers. No matter how you put it, if it's through a sales tax or through this, they just, go and call it something else. But it is really increasing the taxes and putting a burden on taxpayers.
Governor, one of the questions during this debate last night, at the end of the debate, Senator Parada and Assemblymember Valines both said that the reason the impasse lasted so long was that you told them, or you told Senator Parada, I think Assemblymember Valines said he heard it, you said you could get Republicans to vote for a tax increase. Did you ever say that?
No, absolutely not. I think that the important thing for you to know is that I've put a January budget proposal forward that was fiscally responsible. I've put the budget proposal forward on May 14th, and then they came to an impasse and couldn't get anything done. Then I came out and made another budget proposal to say, look, if you didn't like what you saw in May, and if you can't really get this done, here's another way of looking at it. And so I put another budget proposal there, and I said, look, we just have to go and get the votes for those things. Everyone has to go. The Republicans have to work to get the votes. The Democrats have to work to get the votes. We all have to work together. This is a joint effort. So it's also not Republicans versus Democrats or this leader versus that leader. It has nothing to do with that at all. What it has to do with, we have the responsibility here to sit in this building and to think only of one thing, not what is my relationship or what is about me, how can I score. It's all about the people. It's going out this way. The people of California need to be represented, and the people of California deserve a good budget. And there were some that were quoted in papers saying, that the people of California deserve a great budget. If they think that's what the people of California deserve, then I don't know what their thinking is of the people of California. I think the people of California deserve better.
Last question. For all the flaws in the budget that you cited, kick the can down the road, the smokescreen tax increase, would you sign it if they just changed the budget stabilization account formula on how the money can go in and out? Is that the condition that you're taking your stand on?
I think I've made it very clear. To me, the most important thing of all of the things is the reform of the system. So what has happened in these last few years will not happen again. It is very important that from now on, when we have an economic up year, that we take some of that money and put it aside on a rainy day fund so we never have that fight again the way we've been fighting over this money. How do we close this hole and what do we do and how many cuts do we make in all this? I think this is the most important thing. We got to look forward and say, how do we fix this system once and for all? And I think that the people of California deserve that, and I think the legislators should go back to work and perfect the budget and give the people of California a good budget. Okay. I'll give one more. Please, yeah, please.
You expect a veto override and to have to live with this? And then the second part of the question is, if so, then you're talking about proposing a budget in January that would cut education and propose a tax hike?
Well, I think that it will be a little far to jump ahead that far. One thing we know, the way this budget is right now, we will need a huge tax increase next year or to cut education severely. So it's one or the other. That's why I say we should fix the budget this year and realize there's a structural problem. Create the extra revenues and then fix the system once and for all so that we have a system in place so that it doesn't happen again. That is the most important thing.
But you expect...
Thank you very much. Thank you.